Here are the signs that she has a secret crush, and that secret crush might be you. My name's Anna, and welcome back to Joyanima, the channel to help you be your most highest value self. We give you pocket-sized information for psychology and relationships. Stay tuned. She laughs at your jokes. Now, this is one of the hugest telltale signs that a girl actually likes you. And that is she never fails to laugh at your jokes. That includes the cheesy ones, the cringy dad jokes, the puns, the very embarrassing ones. She is giggling. Now, this is something that a lot of girls actually do to let a guy know that she likes them. And it's something that you should be very aware of. And a lot of people around you will notice this, but you probably won't. You would just think, wow, she thinks I'm a comedian. I mean, obviously she does because I'm hilarious. However, there's a hidden agenda because she's trying to attract you. She teases you a lot. Now, a girl that teases a guy, well, she knows exactly what it is she's doing. She's flirting, and the reason for the teasing is to try and get your attention. Believe it or not, she might be a little bit sassy, she might reveal a little bit of her stubborn personality, and that's all in the aid of flirting to get your attraction. Another big sign is she is physically close to you. Does she always happen to be there next to you? It could be on your lunch breaks. You notice she's always in the same room at the same time. Every meeting that you have with the boss, she always sits close to you. She manages to always be there right next to you physically, no matter what the opportunity is. If this happens, take this close proximity as fact that she definitely has a crush on you. She mirrors your movements. Is she sitting in the same position as you? If you glance across the room, if you guys work together, are you sitting very similar? Does she take a sip of coffee when you do? Now, mirroring a person is a subconscious trait that we do when we feel connected with someone. You will notice it if you are sat in a room with close friends or even your family. You all tend to be sitting in the same position because it's a sign of your closeness. She puts in that extra effort to look good. Now, she wants to look good for you. She wants you to notice her, and she wants you to think, wow, she is the best person in this room right now. I've got to keep my eyes fixed on her. If you notice, she is putting in a lot more effort than usual, such as she's dressing more classy. Perhaps you notice she's dousing herself with perfume. Maybe she's even been a little bit adventurous and wearing lipstick to work that you never saw before. And you notice she always seems to be pretty preened and awesome and lovely looking around you. Well, take it as a fact. She blushes around you. Now, us girls, we blush lots around the guys that we like. Now, some of us, providing on our skin tone, we can hide this blushing, but for some ladies that are relatively pale, it's hard to do. Now, blushing is a common sign that you just want to be looking out for because it's a sign she's flustered, she's nervous, she's a little bit embarrassed of what she said. This is all a good thing though, because it means she has a crush on you. She asks you lots of personal questions. Now, when we fancy someone, we are very curious to learn more about them. We just want to know all about their dreams, their childhood memories. We just want to really know that person that we like. So expect her to ask you lots of personal questions. She's going to ask you things that you like, could be things that you like to eat, what your previous job was, but she's going to be asking you some deep questions, which really makes you think, huh? How is this related to work? This one, I'm sorry, us girls, I'm gonna have to admit it, but she gives you some mixed signals, better known as playing hard to get. Is she trying to keep that crush a secret? If she is, it could be she's just not ready to tell the world that she fancies you yet for whatever reason. And if you notice that some days she's pretty clear, she's very flirty, very touchy-feely, but then all of a sudden some days she pulls back and she's quite cold and very distant. This is because she's thought, oh no, maybe I've been a little bit too much, he's gonna know that I like him, I need to reel it back a little bit. But give it a couple of days and then she will soon go back to being her super friendly self. Take this as fact that she's thinking, oh no, he's gonna clock on pretty soon, I like him. Let me just be very cold and distant. She finds many reasons to have a conversation with you. If you guys work together or maybe you chat every single day, you will notice that things keep happening to her. For example, her computer is forever having problems lately, or she has so many crazy customer inquiries that she has to ask you for your help. She is literally using any excuse possible to talk with you and to engage with you. If you guys work together and you notice she always seems to walk over to you to ask for help, or she always seems to be looking that she's stuck or trying to find the answer for something, she's really putting this on. She just wants to spend some time with you. She has added you on social media. The good old social media stalking. Your secret crush has most definitely added you on social media, or if she hasn't added you because she doesn't want to make it obvious that she likes you, she definitely stalks you, or she's made a fake account and added you on that. She will be constantly scanning through your uploads, reading your comments. She will be obsessing over your recent commenters, trying to figure out who are these girls, are they a threat, should I be inferior to them? She's basically piecing together your life and filling in the blanks by scanning through your social media. She tries to break you away from the crowd. Maybe you guys have the same circle of friends, or perhaps you work together in a very close team environment. If you find that she tries to give many different reasons to get you away from this group, this is a good thing. She's going to play it pretty cool. For example, she will say, why don't we go do that together? Or, hey, can you help me out with this thing? Or she will try to avoid any type of group commitments because she wants you to notice her and spend time solely with her. So do not ignore this. She sends you long text messages or maybe even emails. When you get the long text messages, this is her trying to keep up the conversation out of work or school. She is literally begging for you to talk to her because she is so attracted. Now, another great sign that you are her crush is to look at the time she actually messages you. Now, a lot of us are very mindful of messaging people very late at night or early in the morning, and if we do, we always say, I'm so sorry to message you at this time. However, I need you to just look over this for me or help me out with this. Now, if you notice she is messaging you very early in the mornings or late at night, it's a sign she fancies you because, well, you are the first thing she thinks about and the last thing she thinks about before she goes to bed. She leans inwards. Notice how she is physically when she's with you. If you notice that when you guys are chatting in a conversation, she gives you the lean where she comes pretty close, this is a good sign. Now, we need a 4-foot circle around ourselves, and if anyone intrudes on that 4-foot circle, we feel a little bit uncomfortable. Now, what she will do is basically come into that 4-foot circle and then step out of it. Now, we know that it's rude and a little creepy to just go into someone's personal space. However, when someone is attracted to someone, they can't help but get really close because, well, they just want to be physically close to them. So take this as a sign that she really, really likes you. This one could be hard to spot, but when you know it, you will think, wow, I'm glad I watched this video. And that is she blinks a lot. When you talk to her, you will notice she's blinking pretty often. Now, naturally, we blink a lot after periods of stress. So maybe she was blushing when she was talking to you, and perhaps she stuttered on her words because she was just so caught up in your attraction. Then watch how very close after this situation, she blinks pretty frequently. This is her brain pretty much scanning to get rid of all that stress that she was feeling. It's kind of like I'm going to keep blinking so I don't feel as stressed to shake it off. A little bit how dogs shake. She touches you a lot. Remember the 4-foot circle of space that I mentioned previous, that we don't want to intrude in someone's personal bubble because we know it's a little bit awkward? Well, if you notice that she finds many reasons to touch you, pay attention. She will try to touch you to get your attention. She's basically thinking, I really want to touch you because I fancy you so much. Now, let's be very honest, we don't tend to touch strangers, it's a little bit strange, but she is going to do this a lot and she's going to play it off very, very well. She could do this to say, hey, how are you, and touch you, or when you say something that is very meaningful, she might touch you and say, wow, that really moved me. Or when she gives you a compliment, she touches you or she slaps you on the shoulder when you make her laugh. Now, it's obvious that as long as you guys speak the same language that you are communicating in, you don't really need to be touching the other person to get their attention, because you can depend on dialogue alone. Unless, obviously, that person is touching you because they like you, which is most definitely what is going on here. She keeps the conversations going. When she messages you or she sends you an email, which could be related to work or possibly outside of work, notice how she actually talks to you inside of these messages and emails. You will notice that she always ends them with a question or something exciting that she knows you are going to want to talk about next. It's never a case of, okay, issue sorted, finito, the end, goodbye. It's very much, okay, here's the reply to the previous thing you asked, and now here is something more exciting for you to message me back with. She does not want the conversation to end, so look out for that. She immediately offers to help you. This is going to be literally within seconds of you suggesting that you are struggling with perhaps a work project, something at school, or maybe you just don't know what it is that you're doing in that specific moment. She is going to be quick to say, I will help you, or she will physically do something to help you. Now, naturally, as women, we are very emotional creatures and we can't help but feel this maternal attitude when we are attracted to someone. So notice, is she being pretty maternal around you and trying to help you and console you? This is a sign that she's attracted. She always compliments you. A girl that is crushing on you will always, and I mean this, always have something extremely nice to say to you. She will stick up for you if someone says anything bad about you in the office. Perhaps they are joking and teasing you and she says, hey, stop it, he's really a nice guy. She is basically defending your corner. She is your personal cheerleader, and she will tell you a lot how amazing you are, or how smart you are, or how intrigued she is that you know so much about a certain topic, or she just gives you compliments about how you look and how you dress. These are all good things. She gets excited when she finds out you guys have similar interests. Notice how excited and how her voice actually shifts up a couple of pitches when she realizes that you guys both share the same underground love for a musician or perhaps an obscure movie genre. Her face will literally light up like a Christmas tree, and then expect every single conversation from here onwards to be about that similar interest. She's trying to figure out something that you guys can bond over, and when she's found it out, oh baby, she is going to really talk about it. She always wants to borrow something of yours. This situation is a lot easier to spot when you guys work together or perhaps you study at school together. She will keep coming over to you to borrow something or to borrow something from someone close by. This is her way to come over and spend some more time with you. It looks natural, but notice she is always asking to borrow, say, your stationery, but then you notice she actually is already prepared with her own stationery. It's a sign she's just using this as an excuse to come over and spend some time with you. She talks about future plans with you, even if it's just empty words. She's riding on a fantasy. For example, she could say, wow, today is really boring at work. I know, let's move to America this Friday. Even the fantasy plans have some element of charm and attraction in them. It could be she actually wants to spend time with you at the weekend, say go get some ice cream or go strawberry picking. These are all amazing signs that she likes you, so pay attention to the future things. She never leaves you on red. If she is trying to hide her feelings and she's going through that playing hard to get phase, she may ignore you for a short while, but she will always reply. And she will try to do a double text spaced out over so many minutes and hours to try to get your attention back so you come back to her and continue the conversation. She is very attentive to what you say. If you find yourself pretty impressed with her because she remembers those small things, this is not a coincidence. This is not just her being very amazing with her memory. It's because she likes you. If she asks you, say on Monday, how the barbecue that you had on Friday went, or she asks you how your dog is after her dental operation, which happened months ago, these are all behaviors that someone is attracted to you. She remembers the small things because she thought, this is interesting for him. This is something that means something. I need to talk about it to let him know that I'm attracted and we would be a great match. She stares at you a lot. We just cannot help ourselves as humans. When we see someone or something we like, we consistently stare at it. So if you happen to always be catching her eye glances in the office or at work, or perhaps at school, this is definitely a sign. It's not a coincidence. Her body faces towards you. Now notice how she's positioned when you guys are talking, but perhaps she's playing the hard to get phase. You will notice that her head is turned away because she's possibly talking to someone else, but her torso and her feet are most definitely pointing in your position. You will notice this at work parties. She's going to be as close to you as she can get without being awkward, but she's still going to be positioning herself towards you as a good invitation to say, hey, I'm looking at you, just come on, walk over, let's have a chat, let's date, let's get married, yada yada. And there we go, we've reached the end of the video. If you want to binge some more, click right here. Or if you want to get your name up on our super fan board, then all you have to do is be a member of our Joyanima monthly membership. Details will be down below. Like and subscribe. See you soon.